Get ready for the show that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and maybe something that'll offend the hell out of you. It's the C&D No Bull Show, the show that discusses everything from politics to racing, breaking the issues down to terms even a prima donna can understand. So keep that Tylenol handy. Here are your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Doc.
There you are. What are you doing? Getting all prepared.
Yeah, so I can smoke.
Okay.
What a smart guy I am.
You
Get
are.
an inhaler and then light up a cigarette.
Right.
All right. First off, like every show we do, I want to thank our veterans. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do shows like this. All our military serving overseas in the homeland. I want to thank you for protecting the freedoms we have now. I want to thank our first that are left, that are going to be left. I want to thank our first responders, police, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, tow truck drivers. I want to thank all you guys. Just getting off the show for a second. Very sad thing happened yesterday. We lost one of the people in the racing community, Tim Ensign. He's been around Doug. Ever since I've been in this business, he's been racing. So that whole family's been a staple around this area. Our prayers go out to his wife and his son, Gage. Sudden. I mean, I don't know all the details. I know what I've been hearing, what I think it is, but you know, our prayers definitely go out to you guys, and I can tell you that racing has took another hit and lost another one of the good ones. You know,
Yep.
So prayers to the family, everybody involved. Other than that, we got a hell of a show here, huh? You're telling me shit right before coming on. You're telling me shit.
Yeah, I didn't have time to tell you beforehand.
I couldn't tell you that. I didn't tell you that. I did.
If you would read, you would see what we're talking about. But
I got into politics a little bit with family before you heard the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm a bad guy.
Everybody seems to rile you up a little bit.
Gage, our hearts go out for you, buddy. If you need anything, let us know, please.
Absolutely.
I mean, your dad was a good guy. I've known him for years. So, sad day in racing.
It is.
So which part do you want to start on in our political thing tonight?
Well,
seeing how there's so much.
There is. Let me just start here, just so that we can set the tone. Let me share this with you.
Is it HR1?
No. We'll wait and get into that here in a moment. Let me see if this one is going to bring up the right one. It is. Here we go.
So much. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Hold on. Just listen to what this guy says. I hope. Hold on. Let me check something on here.
Oh, you got me here.
Hopefully you can hear it. Let me know.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No. Can't hear it.
All right.
Just tell us what the vice president's saying.
He's not the vice president.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Bring him back in.
Bring him back in?
Yeah.
This ought to fit him. We're all confused. This ought to fit him now.
Yeah, right. Here we go. All right. Listen to this.
Look, when I say this, if you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot.
What do you think of that?
I remember that speech.
Do you?
Blow us back up.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, let me bring this one in. This was just Thursday or Friday.
confident he'll change his behavior, Mr.
Can you hear it?
President.
Yeah, I'm not confident in changing behavior. What the hell? What do you do over there?
So
when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be
said,
able to determine.
what I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating the fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference,
He should be fired on the spot.
Oh, that except for him.
He was pretty disrespectful to her. What the hell do you do all day?
Except for him.
If that was said to him, I know what would have happened.
Oh yeah, he'd have cried like a little bitch. See, the problem out there, listen, people, the problem that's happening, in my opinion, the media is starting to turn on him. They're going off scripts on a lot of stuff. You know, he's got a list of questions he's going to be asked. He's got the answers wrote out. They're only supposed to ask these questions. Same with the hooker. You know, they're only supposed to ask her certain questions that she's got listed. And when they go off that script, I said Kamala Harris.
Okay, missed it.
What'd you think I said?
I don't even want to repeat it.
Okay, so the hooker was having an interview and they went off script. They're going off script. They're starting to ask questions now that they don't want to hear and they have no answer for. They don't have a pre-scripted answer. And you know, it is what it is. I think it's great. And I think the media is finally starting to ask the tough questions. You know?
Well, along with that, and we will get to House Resolution Bill 1, which is titled For the People, by the way. That's why people aren't really paying attention to it.
Yeah, it's for the people.
It's called For the People.
It's for the government, but go on.
6 Seattle police officers. Did you read about that?
No,
No.
And you ain't told me about it.
I was trying to, but we ran out of time.
Well, we
So-
only got 5 viewers, so let's go ahead.
6, all right, 6, 5 Seattle police officers now. 6 Seattle police officers are accused of going to Washington and being involved in the riots.
The insurrection?
Yes. What do you think of that?
Well,
Let me tell you a little bit more about it. They went on vacation over to Washington, D.C.
okay.
The police department wants them to turn over their cell phones, pictures, any type of receipts or documents they have for that vacation to prove that they weren't involved in the riots.
Were they arrested for anything?
No,
Are they under investigation from anything by the FBI?
no. Well, I don't know that.
Well, but I'm just saying. Do they have a warrant for their cell phones?
No,
Are they
They're
police? Are they police cell phones?
no.
Then they can kiss their ass.
Well, here's the thing. If they don't turn it over, they will be fired.
How?
Well, that's what everybody's up in arms about now. What are you going to fire them for? How can you fire them? We used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now we're kind of turning the tables, and you are guilty.
What happened to right to due
Until-
process? If they have a true investigation that they were involved in some wrongdoing, there was a so-called riot when they stormed the White House. I get that. You know, you're right, Joe. There was a so-called riot when they stormed the White House. I get that. But if they went on vacation, they went up for the protest, which is their God-given right. We had to eat this shit for a year. You know, when we were tearing cities up and they were calling it protesting. We had to eat that shit for a year, right? No investigations were made, hardly any arrests were made when they burnt cities down. Now, they went up there to a protest and they aren't arrested for anything or being investigated for anything, it ain't none of the goddamn headquarters business with their personal cell phones. If they want to see that phone and they're under an investigation, then they need to go by the due process, get a warrant to bring that phone in, subpoena the phone in, get a warrant, then okay. But until then, it ain't none of their goddamn business.
They were on vacation.
That's right. They're on their own time. But still, it doesn't matter if you're a police officer or not. If you're on vacation and you go somewhere and you get involved and commit a crime, you're done. That's it, period. But if they go somewhere and they're on a protest, a peaceful protest, and that shit takes place, they're not involved. If they're not under investigation at all, and it's not told to them, bring it in under a warrant or a subpoena, that department can kiss my ass. I'm not giving it to them. They can't. Go ahead and fire them. Watch how quick they get sued. This goddamn, it's going to communism. Socialism. You people better, you can't do that. Now, let me ask a question, and I'm not playing the race card or race game or anything. If we did that to somebody in Antifa, and we walked up, called them in and said, we want to see your cell phones. We need to check, see your cell phones, see if you were involved in this. Well, am I under investigation? No. Am I under arrest? No. You don't have a warrant. Don't give a shit. Let me see your cell phones. This would be national news. As far as, yeah, I know, but I guarantee you it's not national news. I'm sure the news media is saying they should give cell phones up, correct?
Not on the one that I heard. They're just
probably
reporting the facts. They're reporting the facts.
The facts are they don't have a warrant or a subpoena, and they don't have them under investigation. Therefore, it ain't none of their goddamn business what's on them phones.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, and just like Joe said, first thing them racers say, it doesn't say I can't do this.
Right.
But
and
that's still it's. Let's just take racing for example. At the bottom of the page, I have the right to check anything. It says that we have the right to check whatever the hell we want to check. You know that going in. But if I want to tear that motor apart, I can't just tear the motor apart. I got to pay. I got to pay a teardown fee. If I tear it apart and you're illegal, I don't have to pay you nothing. If you're illegal, I have to pay you the money. I mean, legal, I have to pay you the money. You know, if you're illegal, I don't pay you nothing. It's the same thing. I'm putting in a sense, if you think about it, I'm putting $400 up, $500, whatever the hell the protest fee is. I'm putting that up kind of as a subpoena, warrant. I want to see the car. They don't have a subpoena or warrant, and them guys ain't under investigation. They don't need to know what the hell's on their phones.
All right. I will call them and let them know.
And you know the first thing I would say? Here's the first thing I'd say. I plead the Fifth Amendment. Listen, you might be having extracurricular activity on your wife or something, and that shit goes out in that phone. That could ruin your life. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. Not at all. This is
not saying that's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying there could be something that isn't really criminal on that phone, but could ruin that guy's life.
Right.
I plead the Fifth Amendment. I ain't giving my phone up.
Right.
That's what I would say if I was a cop. Here comes my wife still giving me dirty looks.
Still? We'll hear the door slam.
I don't know. Might see the computer slam.
All right. And we were talking before the show about the flag, and I didn't get a chance to tell you about that. So,
I'm still how Doug. Wait.
Yeah.
How do they have the right to tell them guys that they have to bring their phones in without a subpoena or warrant, or they're fired?
I that's what everybody's questioning.
So everybody has rights but police officers again, right?
Well, right. Maybe they weren't on vacation, but they say they were on vacation. But
Well, that's
it's just
simple
like
enough
if
to
you
check.
went. It's just like if you went to on vacation and then your boss calls up and says, "I don't want to see your phone receipts and everything because I think you were doing a job for somebody else.
I'd
You
say
were
kiss
working."
my ass. I'm on
Well, then you're
vacation.
going to get fired. Can he fire you?
I can contest it.
To who?
The union.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fraternal order of police.
Mm.
Should FOP should be all over this.
Yeah,
And the
I'm
FOP
sure
across the country should be all over this.
yeah, and watching this because this could be really bad if they do pull this off.
Right. That's what I said, Dev. If it is a city phone that they work in, and that's a phone given to them by the city for police use for on duty, and they had that with them, you goddamn right. There's no question about it. That phone can be yanked in and looked at.
The thing is they're asking for receipts, pictures, anything that they have to prove that they were not at the insurrection.
Well, too bad they weren't out on vacation this month. They can take a picture of Gay Pride Month, the marches.
and then they wouldn't get fired because they'd be
That'd be discrimination.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That'd
They
be they
might wanna
can
take
go
a
out.
couple
They can
vacation
go out.
days.
Listen, I just seen a picture of this today. One of the marches. A guy's got dildos all over him, and walking in the streets. They can go out and do shit like that, and probably you can't touch them when they come back to your business. Why are you wearing dildos all over you? That's embarrassing. We're firing you. You can't, or it's discrimination.
You know what? I don't think that I could get away with that just walking down the street here. Somebody's going to call the cop.
It's a picture. I mean, it's right there. They're marching. They call the cops. What can the cops do to you? Expression.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Boy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they go on a vacation and they want to go to a protest, and now you're telling me they can be fired for it? This is bullshit. This bullshit. What about everybody else that took vacation time to go to that protest? Now you're opening up all the employers that maybe are left side can say, you know what, you went there, we're firing you.
We'll keep an eye on this and see how it plays out, but it is on the news, so you can find it.
Well, what's playing out is once again our rights are starting to get trampled on. But hey, Congress proved that Thursday night. But whatever.
All right. Well, if you feel that you need a place to go where they will coddle to you, you can go to New Jersey and Randolph Township in Morris County to their school, because they have decided to rename all the holidays generic holidays. It's on their calendar as generic holidays to avoid hurt feelings. That's nice. So it doesn't say Christmas holiday. It doesn't say Christmas vacation or anything like that. It just says generic vacation. Yeah. That's what it says.
Thanksgiving, generic vacation.
Yes.
Easter Sunday and that break, spring, a generic vacation.
Yes.
Because we might offend somebody.
Well, what started it was Columbus Day.
Because Columbus found the United States.
There's controversy over that.
Is there?
Yes, and it should be called Indigenous Peoples Day. However you say that.
Are you shitting me?
No, I can't make this up. It would be good if I could. I could probably write a hell of a book, but this is real stuff.
So what are they going to say about pilgrims? What are they going to say about pilgrims? What are they saying about pilgrims?
They're not saying anything yet. We haven't got back that far yet, but we will. We will. Hopefully after I'm gone.
Here's my question about all that. What's the Native American saying?
They're not saying anything that I know of.
You ain't shitting, Joe. You're gonna come back with a vengeance. What the Native Americans, if anybody should be speaking up about that day, it should be them. Say, man, everything was going cool. Hey, listen, really, could you imagine being a Native American back then? Here's your peace pipe.
Think think about
Everything
it.
was going cool, and this boat showed up.
They don't have much of a voice because they stay off the internet. They don't have news cameras around them all the time. They're I don't know how they get their word out, but they do.
They get it out.
Okay, so there you go. If you feel hurt and all that, go to Randolph schools in Morris County, New Jersey, and they'll coddle to you and tell you everything's going to be okay. We are not taking Columbus Day off. It's a generic holiday.
We're just having a break.
Yes, I don't know why, but we just figured that around the end of December, we're going to have a break for some reason.
Yeah, if you don't like our holidays and our New Year's, it's a generic holiday.
All right. Now let's change the flag.
To what?
Did you see it? Did you see what?
I didn't see what they wanted to put out. No.
Yeah, hold on.
No, because this, I ain't been paying attention. I've been kind of busy.
Look at this idiotic looking thing. It has 52 stars on it. And notice the white is an off-white, like a gray.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
What's the reason?
That represents the people better than just pure white. Okay, so here's the backstory. Macy Gray, who I didn't have an issue with her. I had an issue with her mother. She's from Canton, Ohio. And her name is not Macy Gray. It's I have to find it. Natalie McIntyre. She's from Canton, Ohio. She's now Macy Gray, and she sings. She's a singer. She has chimed in and says that it's time that we reset the flag because so many things have changed, and she believes that the pure white in there does not represent the people. It needs to be like a gray, which represents everyone. And 52 stars, and I forget what the reason for 52 was.
Puerto Rico
and Washington, D.C. Yes, you're right. Huh? Ain't that cool? And by the way, there is a bill in somewhere in there to make Washington, D.C. a state.
Yes. There's also one in, I think Puerto Rico is going on. They're not states yet.
No.
So why,
they're territories.
Why would you have 52 stars? They're not states.
Well, when
they're not even territories, Doug. Washington, D.C. is a federal government owned. That's considered land. Yeah, but it's Puerto Rico is under American law. Yeah, no shit. Puerto Rico is still its own country under American guidance or whatever you want to call it.
Right, there she is.
Yeah.
In case you wanted to see her. Huh?
Yeah, I've heard
purple hair.
I've heard her songs. Purple offends me.
So
I think of what was that purple animated thing that used to run around? I love you. Barney.
Barney, yeah. Barney. Yeah.
So
she thinks that we need to replace the current flag with something that represents all the people.
American flag represents all the people.
No, it has red and white, and she doesn't think that that white represents them. She suggested the stripes could be off-white and the stars of the colors of
Here,
all of us, your
I got
skin tone and mine.
I got an idea. See, I've heard her sing. Stick to fucking singing, dumbass. You're half-assed at that. Don't be pissing with the flag. Seriously. When the hell do these celebrities think that all of a sudden they're God? They're God. They can say whatever the hell they want, and the whole world should abide by it because they sang a song that was popular.
It rubs off on their family too, because her mother's exactly the same. I spoke with her. She was crude and rude. She's a teacher at Canton City Schools.
When did you speak with
her? When I was in radio, we called her for an interview.
How'd that work out?
She goes, I don't do interviews. And I said, well,
because I'm too stupid and might say something that I shouldn't.
Right. She says, you need to get a hold of Macy's people, and they will get a hold of me and let me know what you want to speak about. Now, this was at the school. We called her at the school and got a hold of her. Yep. Yes.
You know, I had an idea what it stood for, Deborah. Thanks for putting that up there because I would have said it real stupid and everybody would have been laughing at me. But
that's exactly it.
See, here's my problem. Okay, here's my issue. We're going in and we're taking history books off the shelves. We're taking history right out. We're going in and we're taking parts of history, United States history, America, and yanking it out because this person don't like it. This group don't like that. We shouldn't be taught that. We should be taught transgender and stuff like that. That's okay, but we're taking history out, except for a part of history that might be there that certain groups can run with that history. We want to go with that history. Well, history shows us this. I don't want to know about it. You wanted to erase this part of history. I want to erase that part. What's the difference, Doug? Am I wrong?
No.
You want to erase history that you might not like or offends you, but doesn't offend somebody else. But what might offend us, you want to keep because it's to your cause, a betterment for your cause. And that's bullshit.
Yeah, Joe, Deborah answered your question.
Yep.
I said that backwards. Deborah Joe answered your question. Less weight is what it's supposed to be doing. And then that gets me into the Juneteenth thing and how they can celebrate that, but they've tore down all the history
of
it. Yeah.
And the Juneteenth thing is national holiday now, federal holiday of the day Lincoln and them signed the documents to free the slaves, correct?
No.
What is it then?
He did sign the document, but they did not find out about it until 2 years later. And they sent whatever down there to let them know that's...
Hey, you guys are free.
Yeah.
You've been free
2 years ago. Right.
But we just, it took us 2 years to get down here.
Right. But if you think about it,
you wanted to, but when we wanted to come down and fight you, we were down here in 5 months. I mean,
well,
4
think
months.
about 1868, around that time. How did they get
carrier?
Anything? Yeah. But I mean, it took a while to get over there from DC to
stop and think. If they had orders come from DC to the Union soldiers during the Civil War, they got down there within a couple months. How the hell did it take 2 years?
Right.
I agree. That's wrong.
Right. And
that should have happened right away. Now, the second thing is, Doug, is against everything. You're going to look at me like I'm stupid. I don't disagree. That shouldn't be a national holiday.
I think that it is worth the history, because when I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? How did they get information across the country whenever something happened in Washington? Like today, things go on daily. We've got TV cameras there, podcasts, internet. We have everything there. Back then, they had to send it by carrier pigeon.
And they sent, like, if I can remember, look this up, people, and tell me if I'm wrong. When something went out, it went out with 3 different people, the same order. Because if somebody got taken out here or there, it still got to them.
But if you think about it, and it was only in Galveston, Texas that this occurred, that they still had this. So somebody dropped the ball somewhere, Galveston didn't find out about it. And then it took a while to get it back over to Washington and say, we need to send people down there.
We're getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it, Joe. Only bits and pieces of it that.
Well, yeah, what suits the people.
And this is what it falls, just what I said. We want to remove all history of any Confederate Civil War stuff. We want to take that out because it reminds us of the slave days and what, everything, Confederate flag, the whole 9 yards. Statues of Lee are coming down the whole 9 yards. We want to wipe out all history of the Civil War in that time period, except for this. Now, do I agree that it should be recognized as, absolutely I do. I'm not going to sit here and say, and that might sound like I'm being real schizophrenic in the head saying you can't do this and this and this, but then say, well, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's part of history. When the slaves were freed in the United States, that's a huge part of history. And I agree with it. But I don't believe you get rid of Columbus Day and have that day.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't believe in that, but I believe that that day should be recognized. Goddamn right, I believe in it.
I don't know about a federal holiday.
But if you go back and watch our show a couple weeks back, you have to remember these Memorial Day monuments and that how that started. Go back and look. It was, we have people bitching about Memorial Day and everything else. And if they go back, I never knew that till that guy come on there and talk down in Ohio, down there in Hudson.
Right. Yep.
That it was actually freed slaves that went and created all these memorials. You think Antifa and Black Lives Matter would be bragging about that instead of saying that, these memorials need to come down. Mm-hmm. That's history that the African Americans created. They should be proud of that. Instead, we're tearing it down.
That we are. And why these singers and people get involved in it, I'll never know.
Let me tell you something, Joe. There's only 2 reasons that you would want to remove history from your country. One is because you got your own agendas and you're trying to persuade things your way. The other, you want it out of the history books to remind us of what could happen by what the government's trying to do. And I'm a firm believer in that. Because what we're about to talk about here in a bit, HR 1, is the beginning and the end of a lot of our rights.
Well, we're about there if you want to talk about it.
So everybody's going, I would say sprinkles, the virus is gone, things are back to normal, we're back, all the restrictions are lifting, everything else. And it's just like everything else that we've been talking about for the last 8 months, Doug. When something big comes out, stimulus checks, you're getting this, they're sliding a bill through. Now everything's going back to normal, this, that, and the other. Bill HR 1 passes Congress. Thursday night, was it, Doug?
Well, it passed Congress. And it is in the Senate to be voted on, and I think they're supposed to do it sometime this week.
Yeah. So that's the voter bill that we've been bitching about for what, 4 months now, Doug? 5 months?
Yes. Yeah.
Passed
Yes.
Congress. Go look at the bill. 16. I tell you what, there's 2 pieces Doug sent me on that bill that contradict each other. I mean, with you can't even understand it. They got it worded so screwed up. But in a nutshell, layman's terms, 16 and above can vote. Voting will now close at 5 p.m.
Yeah. And they want to make it a national holiday.
And guess what? Your states no longer run it. The federal government runs it. Your states have no jurisdiction over the voting of anything federal. Is that the way I read it, Doug? Anything with president, U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, anything like that. Your states no longer have any jurisdiction whatsoever how it's being voted and how you do it. I mean, it's
okay.
Facebook must be pissed at us. Our viewers just dropped off drastically.
Okay, so
throw us off.
Thanks everybody for joining.
Sorry, folks, the C&D show's closed. They were some bad boys. They talked about shit they shouldn't have.
So it says acceptance of applications from individuals under 18 years of age. A state may not refuse to accept or process an individual's application to register to vote in elections for federal office on the grounds that the individual is under 18 years of age at the time the individual submits the application, so long as the individual is at least 16 years of age at such time. And then this is where it gets confusing. Nothing in paragraph 1 may be construed to require, I gotta find the rest of it. I'll read it from over here. Construed to require a state to permit an individual who is under 18 years of age at the time of an election for federal office to vote in the election.
So, but, Deborah, I just read your comment when he was reading. You're right. But this bill, if passed by Senate and signed by Biden, overrides that, takes that away. Takes it away.
A lot of that stuff away.
It's gone. Poof. In a stroke of a pen. Poof. And this is against, I don't know how many constitutional rights this is going to lead into breaking. And once again, it went through Congress. While we're all glad the restrictions are gone, this, that, and, nobody's paying attention. This slipped through Congress. Now it's in Senate. Now, I don't know how true it is, but there's supposed to be 2-3 Democrats that saying, no, they're not going to vote for it.
The states have the power to ignore the federal government.
We're going to see how that works.
Then I'm sure they're going to start saying, well, then the funding isn't coming to you if you're going to do your own thing.
We're going to see how that works. What you're going to see is the beginning of a revolution.
Well,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I do have to agree with that.
You're right on that. But we're going to see. It isn't, regardless of what state's going to show us or not, the matter of the fact is this. Congress voted for it already and sent it to Senate. We shouldn't even be having this discussion. There should be no discussion about this. It shouldn't even be an issue. Shouldn't even be brought up. Better yet, what's going on out there in Arizona? Ain't heard shit about that, have we?
What the mass
They haven't
immigration?
give up the routers yet. They haven't give up the routers yet. You're right, Joe. It's coming.
So they also want to allow people who are incarcerated to vote, as well as those who have a record, that
Felonies.
yeah, some states don't allow you to vote if you have a felony, and some do. But they're saying everybody has the right to vote, so that might be good.
I'm not, I don't feel that if you're in I don't feel that if you're serving time right now, it's a bold comment, but if you're in prison doing time, I don't feel you should have that right to vote. I feel if you get out, did your time, and you're back in the public, I feel, just because a guy's got a felony, I don't care what kind of sex offenders, I'm a little prejudiced against, I ain't gonna lie, but just because a person has a felony, he did his time, he's out, he's working, going to work every day, doing his job, paying taxes. I feel he's got just as much right to vote as I do.
What about the ones that are incarcerated and they're awaiting trial, so they're not supposed to be guilty yet, but in Seattle he might be.
Simple. Bond out and go vote. That's that.
Well, but you got people who work hard and they don't have the money to bond out. They got to wait their time.
You're opening a can of worms you don't want to open. Guy that's doing a life sentence, double life sentence, never a chance for parole. Why are we letting him vote on stuff for us?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the people who are awaiting trial. They can't get out because they don't have the money to post bond. They're not guilty yet. They haven't went to trial.
I don't know. I'm still waiting to hear an answer back from the Reyes case.
I check on that every once in a while, but I don't see anything.
Yeah. But I don't know. This is just going to be a fuck story. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a fuck story. If Senate passes that, this country is going to go on fire. I'm telling you. It's not wrong. And if the governors in every state don't have enough balls to stand up to this, like what she said, Texas and Florida, I believe it's Texas. Abbott's Texas, right? Yeah. If they don't,
California, isn't Newsom and who were those two? Oh, DeSantis and Abbott. Oh, okay.
Yeah, DeSantis and Abbott. If they don't have the balls to stand up, all the other, shame on them. I know what DeWine will say. Well, I'm going to have to create a task force and see how, but he's the first person that's got to go.
Yeah.
Joe Blystone, people. Take a look at him.
So are you okay with the national holiday?
I'm okay with that. I'm sorry.
Okay. So it doesn't matter that they close at 5:00 because you'll have a holiday.
Oh, a national holiday on voting?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
I'm not okay with that. Voting day shouldn't be a national holiday.
Well, they're getting ready to. That's in here.
That shouldn't be a national holiday. I guess it should, so all of us that are on the right side that are working every day can go vote if they're going to shut it at 5:00. But let me tell you something. Any company with any common sense, they push this through. I can tell you right now, if I was superintendent on the job and I had workers there, I guarantee you the owner would back me. Listen, we're letting them out at 2:00 so they can go vote. Okay. Go vote, guys. Simple. No, it should not be a national holiday, but it shouldn't even be, we shouldn't even be discussing this.
No.
You're right. They should do that right now. Right now and stop this vote in Senate. They should do it right now and stop this vote with the way the wording is.
Well, it's in the Senate now. So if you have a senator, you might want to give him a call.
Listen how stupid this bill is, though. Listen how freaking stupid this bill is. You can't smoke until you're 21 because you're not responsible enough. Am I correct?
Correct.
You can't buy alcohol now until you're 21 because you're not responsible, right?
Correct.
You can't purchase a gun. I think they pushed it to 21 because
Right.
you're not responsible. Correct?
Right.
Listen how fucking hypocritical we are as a country. Them things are, you can't do them things because you're not responsible enough till you're 21.
But
But we're going to let you at 16 vote on stuff that inflicts everybody in the country. Yeah, you can't enter a contract till you're 18. And let me tell you what, voting's entering a contract. I don't give a shit what you say.
and we definitely allow you to go serve our country with the rifle.
Yeah,
at the age of 18.
Here you go. You know, we're going to train you how to kill somebody and go over to the Middle East and keep your head low, boys.
Yeah.
But
when you get
come
back on U.S. soil, give those guns up.
And don't buy cigarettes or beer.
Right.
You know, because you can't.
Yeah, because we said so.
But you can vote at 16. So this means all these kids a couple years ago that were 14, 15, they were eating Tide Pods, didn't know no better. They're going to be deciding our shit.
Yeah.
Worse yet, in my opinion, the problem we got now, and I'm not saying all school teachers, though. Majority of school teachers are pushing their political agendas in school, and we're not doing a damn thing about it. And it's not their place to push political agendas. Now, what you're doing is you're allowing 16-year-olds on up, and the majority of them are still in high school, 16 to 18. And now all these tax mills, the school can come up with a stupid tax mill that they want to add on to a tax levy because they want to build a $1 million gymnasium when they got perfectly fine one. You know, they just want shit. All them tax mills, what do you think them teachers are going to be pushing? Especially if there's raises involved for teachers. What do you think they're going to push these 16, 18-year-olds?
Well, over in New Jersey, if they trusted the teachers, they would still have holidays on their calendar because they would be able to trust the teachers to present that properly. We don't trust our teachers over there, obviously.
So all you people that voted for Biden because he was a mean guy, you didn't like his demeanor. All you people that did, Trump was a mean guy and you didn't like his demeanor. All you people that voted for Biden, I hope you're the first ones that when these tax levies go out in your school districts and these 16, 18-year-olds are told they're going to have better this, they're going to have transgender bathrooms if we pass these tax, they're going to have all this shit. And boom, that tax levy passes. And guess what? When you get your property tax, when it goes from, let's say, $3,000 to $4,200 or $4,500, you're going to be sitting there going, how the hell did this happen? Well, guess what? Merry Christmas. You got what you wanted. Now we got the mean tweeter out of office.
Yeah, he's staging a comeback. He's supposed to be in Ohio this week.
Well, your lumber's starting to come back down now.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, gas I see went from 315. I called you and saw it drop $2.99.
Yep. I wonder if they're waking up and they're going, holy cow, people aren't going to vote for us here next year.
Yeah, could you imagine that? You imagine that Oval Office meeting between, Joe and Chameleon?
Yeah.
Huh? Hey, these reporters will start asking us questions off script. Maybe we better straighten up a little.
They're using the I word called inflation.
Yeah. Wellington Fairgrounds is where you're supposed to go.
Is that where Trump's supposed to be?
Lorraine County Fairgrounds? Man, I wish every single person that was at the Lorraine County Fairgrounds when he's there, Facebook Lives. That's what we need to call for. You know who I'd like to see down there is Mark Cuda. I say
Yeah.
his name wrong. I know it, but I'd like to see him down there with them.
Yep. Yep.
That's something they need to set up where if he's there, he needs to be standing up there with them.
Yep. At least introduce them.
Yeah.
Once you connect your name,
boom.
remember I told you it's like all connections. If you can connect Joe's going to be there.
You get 2 tickets? When is it? Do you know, Joe? You got tickets, Joe? I don't know.
But he's starting.
I just buy things. I used to do a lot of racing. I don't look at the black and white print on there.
He's calling it a rally, and
no, you know what? No, but I wish someone would push. Someone ain't gonna be me or Doug. I mean, I ain't got a hotline to Trump.
Next Saturday at 7.
Hey,
boy.
Hey, Don. Oh, next Saturday at 7. I guess we ain't gonna be on. Oh, Saturday. Oh, shit. There goes our modified show.
We're gonna be taking it to Lorraine.
Yeah. We get a
load them
screen.
up, boys. Let's go.
We get a big screen. Joe live it so we can put it on the big screen at the track.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know, I can tell you right now, if you can get flyers over to get them over to Joe. Joe Given said he'd do anything for Mark when Mark was on and listen to him. You know, we could try that, but there's some way. Mark is one contact away from, and the problem is the GOP in Ohio doesn't want him there because,
well, he's got to go around them.
He doesn't go with their standard.
Stand on that stage beside Trump.
The rhinos. You know, they're still behind DeWine, or, you know, Mandel's a joke. He's a big joke. But getting back into the whole thing, how can they honestly think that this is a good thing, this voter bill? How can anybody honestly, you as American citizens sitting out there, think that that's something that we need to do? Even if you're a Democrat and voted for Biden, how can you think that changing that part of the Constitution, the only reason you'd want to change it, your guy won. That's what you're telling us. Joe Biden won fair and square. It's the most secure election we ever had, Doug.
Right.
Isn't that what we're told? Then why do you want to change the format? Why do you want to change the rules? Why do you want to change the Constitution? Why do you want to change the structure? There's only one reason why you would want to change everything. And that is because you cheated on the first one.
This thing is, gosh, I don't even know how many pages. A lot. For
I believe that the GOP doesn't want somebody like Trump or Mark. It doesn't go with their agendas.
But in there somewhere it talks about the non-residents voting.
Yeah. For 1 year. If you've been a non-resident for 1 year, you will be allowed to vote. How the fuck do we know if they've been in here a year or not, Doug?
Exactly.
If you're a non-resident, which means you're undocumented, which means you're an illegal alien. What I'm gonna walk up to you. Hey, I know you're a non-resident. How long you been here? 14 months. Can I vote now? Yep.
Yeah.
I could have just come across the border and had the Rio Grande still stinking on me. You know.
Also, they're going to allow internet voting, so you can vote on internet. Same day.
Internet voting.
Yeah.
How freaking secure is that?
The
securest pipeline in the whole country got hacked into. And the company had to pay them off to get it back.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
They're allowing internet voting?
It's in here. Yeah. Yeah. Voting by mail overseas.
Hey, you know, that could be a good thing. You Russian hackers. You Russian hackers.
Yeah, they're going to get whoever they
There's
want.
your day, buddy.
Your day's coming.
Rocket Man in North Korea is going, me like America now.
And same day registration.
See, I don't get that.
So you know that you can't do any background, you can't check anything.
Well, they're saying they can, and the argument to this is they're saying same day registration. We have technology. Our viewers are just dropping off. I wonder why. Facebook, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You waltz in, vote in their election. Yeah. Let's wait for that answer. But you know, they're saying that same day voting, same day registration, they can check that. They can go through and check that they have a technology. Then why can't we do that with the gun? Why can't we do that with the guns? Why do we got to wait 7 days?
We forgot to
If we have the technology to do it that quick for voting, according to the left side, why can't we do that for the guns? Well, it takes a whole nother what? So you're telling me that a person that might not be in a mental state to own a gun can be in a mental state to vote for stuff that goes on in this country? I'm just a question, Doug.
Yes, that's
exactly what they're telling me.
Yeah.
Or are they going to say, well, we have the capability to check that part of it too? Well, then you have capability to check that part for the guns and everything else. Am I wrong?
No, you are not.
You know how many?
There's just so many pages to this thing. It would probably take about 3 or 4 days to read through all this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got 2-3 Democrats that are going to flip in the Senate, and I think it's going to get shut down. If you ever send a message to your senator or
what they're saying, the guy that it's all banking on right now is Manchin out of West Virginia. If he goes one way,
we already voted against him on the Keystone Pipeline. That ain't over yet. He voted against them.
But he's kind of a sway vote in this what do they call this? For the People Act.
Yeah, we're screwed. You ain't shitting, Joe.
For the People Act of 2021. That's why not many people are looking at it, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't say election.
And I'll tell you, now that you ain't here, I just give you guys a little bit here. Our 5 viewers, I'm sure we're getting messed with because after last week's show, we're being watched. I'm pretty sure, Doug. But me and Debbie got into it because I got into it with my sister-in-law a little bit about some stuff. But here's what I said. She goes, you know, you're doing this show, you've been doing it, and you've been more aggressive. The other day in DMV, he had to have his birth certificate, social security card to prove he was a citizen. Yep. That's Mark. Middle Eastern hit him. Didn't speak English.
All right.
He didn't. But anyways, you've been more aggressive, you know, towards people. You've been more, you know, very vocal. Yeah. What you don't get, people, is you can't just sit back and say, oh, what can I do? What can I do? And the next thing, what's going to happen in this country, and Doug, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm being wacko, but the next thing's going to, if we don't stand up and we just sit back, what's going to happen is the socialism's going to kick in this, and you poor assholes that get up like me every day and go to work are going to be going to work still. But what you're used to taking home for pay is going to be cut drastically.
Going to your neighbors.
And the guy sitting there not going to work is going to get the same amount of money as you going to work every day. That's what it's all about. Distribution of wealth, this, that, and the other. So if you think that I've always been an asshole, sorry. I used to be a bigger one. Maybe I need to be a bigger one. But if you think that I'm going to sit here and not debate this and not debate what's going on in this country with somebody, you're wrong. You're wrong. We did this show. We started this show on the basis of what was going on in Ohio. Remember that, Doug? With the restrictions and how fucked up it was with DeWine, the state health department, the orders they were putting out. Nobody even knew what the orders were. We're getting wound up on Sandusky Speedway Facebook Live, and we decided that wasn't the place for a business. We started this show. And we said when we started this show, we don't care if there's 5 people, 100 people watching, that if you didn't like what we were saying, it's simple. Click off, go on. But we're going to tell you what our opinions are. We're going to be vocal about it. We thought, as the state of Ohio, we're getting railroaded right in the ass. Small businesses, every small business in the state of Ohio is still getting railroaded with that goddamn vaccine lottery. That you got railroaded. Every person that owns a small business in Ohio got sent right up the river. And trust me, you don't have a paddle. Your canoe's got a hole in it that big. And you ain't in a clean river, you're in a shit river. And he just jammed it right in your ass again by this lottery. There's no reason that money shouldn't have been distributed to every small business in Ohio. There's none. And we did this show on the premises of that. And now it just keeps going in, everything that's going on. Kick us off the show. Kick us off YouTube like you have. Don't watch. Who gives a shit? But if you think that we're going to sit here and not voice our opinions on what's going on in this country, we're getting sent right up the river, Doug. Right up the river. And it's our own people that are in Washington, D.C. that are doing it because of their own agendas. You got people that have been career politicians, like the person in the White House right now, 40 years. Mm-hmm. He's been in politics. 40 years. The son of a bitch has had 40 years to do shit different and same results. What the fuck in anybody's mind thinks that all of a sudden now he's going to have different results? He did nothing in 40 years.
Right.
Nothing.
And some of the things that he did do now to become president, I made a mistake. I disagreed. I disagree with my opinion then. And that was his way of just saying, I'm just going to tell you whatever you want to hear.
The same guy. This is going to be a very unpopular comment, but I'm going to say it. The same guy that says racism is terrible in the United States right now. Racism, this. You can't have this. We need to do this. The same guy, 30-some years, 35 years ago, said, I'm not sending my kids to public school with the busing and everything that's going on because I don't want them going to a jungle. Remember that, Doug?
Yeah.
Same guy. Now, I have no recollection of that. That ain't what I meant. Well, once again, what'd you mean? What did you mean back then?
Right. And since we're talking about our leader, how do you think he did against Putin?
Well, evidently not too good with the way that question come out. Putin actually said, "Oh, we had a good conversation, didn't he?"
Yeah, because it did go that way. He did have a good conversation. Putin did have a good conversation.
Well, sure. The same leader that we have now that just met with the Russian President Putin, same leader that shut the Keystone pipeline down because pipelines are bad.
He addressed that.
Lift all the sanctions in Germany on the Russian pipeline going through because he didn't want to hurt any relations with Germany.
Now, here's
Is that what he not said?
Well, he said, he told,
That's what he said 4 weeks ago.
this is what we got in return for everything that we gave away. We there's 16 things that they are not allowed to hack.
What?
Yeah, he gave them a list of things that he could not, that they are not hack into. And let me see if I can find the list of them.
Are you fucking kidding me? So we did shit like that so they wouldn't hack our shit?
We gave them a list of stuff
So,
we didn't
so
want
what are
them
we
to hack
saying?
into.
You know, I realize we're pretty incompetent.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's what he did. That's exactly what happened, Joe. He went there with his tail between his legs, said, please don't fuck with us no more. You know, you can do whatever you want. Don't fuck with us. Am I wrong?
No.
4 weeks ago, his reason was because he didn't want to hurt ties with Germany. Am I wrong, Doug? Isn't that what
Correct.
he said?
Right.
What about Canada, our closest ally? Fuck them. I don't see him opening Keystone back up for relations with Canada.
Right.
So they kiss our ass? Didn't Canada go and fight with us against the Germans? I'm just asking a question. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Canada's been on our side in every war we ever been in. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
So Biden's
Please.
list could actually entice Russia to increase attacks against all other entities beside those 16 things.
And please don't hack us.
And this is what Biden said. This is his words. I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits to attack. Period. How stupid.
Period.
By cyber or any other means. I gave them a list. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have it in front of me. 16 specific entities, 16 defined as critical infrastructure under U.S. policy, from energy sector to our water systems.
So, let me ask, and first ever, I understand that, but you still don't shit on our closest allies, period. You don't shit on our closest allies. They've been with us through, I mean,
right.
We ain't got no room to talk about a leader fucking a country up. Take a look at where we're in 6
Right.
months,
Right.
But here, so this is what Biden said. This is honest, God, too. Think about this. I got $100,000 cash, bunch of pearls, and bunch of diamonds in my house. So I know a jewel thief, and the biggest thieves are standing out in the street. So I walk up to him. Hey, listen, you can take the table and everything, but please don't touch the 100,000 and all my jewels sitting up in my dresser. Okay? Do we got a deal?
Right.
Period.
That's exactly what he did.
And I leave. What do you think I'm coming? My kitchen table's still going to be there.
Right. Right.
All my shit's going to be there except that $100,000 and them jewels. Am I wrong?
Right. No.
Oh my God. What a fucking dingbat.
He's a joke.
Hey, whatever. I mean, Lord forbid we piss Germany off. But the point of it is, it doesn't matter. He allowed a pipeline to go in and lifted all sanctions on it, but yet still stick to his guns on a pipeline in the United States.
I'm sure that would have went way different if Trump was sitting across from him.
Yeah.
Way different.
Trump would have looked at him and said, who the fuck do you think you are?
Right. You touch one more thing over here.
Touch one more thing. We got a serious problem.
Right.
A lot of shit didn't go out. You didn't see him hacking all our shit like that,
Right.
And and companies paying because our director of Homeland Security says, well, we're gonna discuss that next week. 5 days later, we're gonna discuss that.
Yes.
I mean, come on. We've went from a very powerful nation to the laughingstock of the whole world in 6 months.
Yes.
6 months. And now, you know, if any of you on the left side really think this works, go look at what Venezuela was as opposed to what they're now after socialism. Go take a look.
You know, they talked about the way Trump talked and things he said, and you know, and we agreed. Sometimes he should just not talk.
Yeah, sometimes you wanted to reach through and just choke the living shit out of him.
Right, you just shut up. But here's what here's what Biden said. We have significant cyber capability, and Putin knows it. If in fact they violate these basic norms, we will respond in a cyber way. Why would you say that?
It's like, you ever see the movie Friday? You ever see the movie
No.
Friday with Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, and that one big dude, Debo? It's like,
No, I did not.
it's like Ice Cube in the movie Friday telling Debo, you take one more thing or you look at me the wrong way, I'm going to beat your ass. He's going to jump off the bike, whoop his ass. You know, Ice Cube's going to be bleeding. That's all. That's what Biden, mess with us and we'll get you back. Oh, well, okay.
Right.
Something's going to happen in the next 2 weeks now. You want to bet?
No doubt.
Yep. Yep. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Here's the next thing. 5,000 F-150s sitting at Kentucky Speedway, brand new. Don't run, Doug. Don't run.
What's wrong with them? How many?
Well, there's over 5,000 now, I'm sure, just at that place. They don't have chips. Chips come from China.
And we haven't been nice to China.
Toyota's selling. They don't have a problem.
Who?
Toyota. Japan makes their own chips. Fiat owns Dodge. You see a shortage on the Dodge car lots? Italians making their own, but we don't. We've let ourselves as a country, General Motors and Ford, and I blame them just as much as I do the United States. We've let ourselves as a country. How does this happen in the United States? That we become so dependent that one country makes chips to run our shit and we can't get them.
You know, we're going to be on those commercials in the middle of the night. For $1, you could feed a starving American.
Yes, for $1, you can feed a starving American. $20 feeds a whole family for 30 days.
Right. That's what it seems like.
That's what it's heading. We're heading to third world country shit.
Yep.
We have become so dependent. And you know what? All you Biden supporters better open your eyes. Trump preached this shit from the day he went in office. We got to build in America. We got to get America building our own shit. Mm-hmm. Trump called this. He called this. He called this coming. He knew it was going to happen. And here we are.
I'll be interested to hear what he has to say Saturday. So I'll be watching YouTube while you're doing all the racing stuff. But the
Venezuela 2.0. She's exactly right.
This is a far-fetched idea, but they're saying Biden won't run for president, but he'll run for office, whether it be Congress, and then they will make him Speaker of the House. And
you mean Trump?
Or Trump, yeah. Who did I say? Biden? Jesus, man.
Joe Doc.
Hey, they changed it. I was saying Trump, and you were hearing Biden.
Yeah. Okay. That fucking Facebook.
They can do all kinds of stuff.
Manipulating our words.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he becomes Speaker of the House, but that's not going to happen if this bill goes through.
And I got to find out when they're voting. Let me see if I can find it.
I tell you what, DeSantis. That's who I want as my next president. DeSantis.
Mhm.
You want a team? In my opinion, DeSantis with Candace Owens as vice president. There you go. There you go. I'd love to see Candace Owens debate Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see that. She'd rip her apart.
Yes.
Come on, man. Could you hear Chameleon will be going there? Come on, man. Come on, woman. Ma'am, we can't say woman anymore.
Right.
Come on,
Come on.
person.
That's like when you're yelling at the guys on the track. Come on, guys. You can't say that.
I got to say racers now. Come on, racers. Come on, racers. The day they tell me what, the FCC is going to come in. Mr. Mize, yes. Is that the radio you talk on when you talk to the drivers? Yes. You have to come with us, please.
Right.
It's coming.
I don't know when they're going to vote on it, but I'm sure it's going to be on the news all week.
It'll get voted on this week. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Guaranteed. You know, whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm getting messages all up.
Me too.
I don't know. Oh, boy. Huh. That's pretty funny. There was 33,000 votes. I didn't know this. Robbie must be watching, Robbie Cisco. 33,000 votes for Trump that were not counted in Arizona. So, why do you think they're trying to push this voting shit so quick, Doug?
Well, they want to stay in office, and midterms are coming up.
Thanks, Rob. I did not know that. I knew there was some shady shit out there, and right now the routers haven't been turned over yet. And I don't understand that, Doug, because the Arizona Supreme Court ordered them, subpoenaed them to turn them over, and they haven't turned them over, and it's been going on a month. So what do we just? They feel that they're just above the law now, and that should show you how this whole thing's taking place across the United States.
Mm-hmm.
How do we go for 4 years? This is what pisses me off, and you people better fucking realize this. How do we go for 4 years? 4 years. Well, we're told the elections were rigged. They can easily rig our elections. Russia meddled in our elections. The elections were bad. They were bad. Listen up, you people. Who's that?
You
Is
just
that
said
me?
it.
Yeah. These people. The elections were bad. They were rigged. They were rigged. This is the worst election process we've ever had. Worst election. All the way up till we voted, we heard this shit. Biden wins, and then we said, this is the most secure election system we ever had. Yeah,
Hold on.
really. On the
I
audit.
think I got.
Put
Hold
Doug's,
Let me.
Doug's typing some kind of shit that's just going to set me off because he always does this, people. Right towards the end, he sets me off to where I start throwing my hands, face turns red, you know. Well, I Mark Mead's going to 22. That's all I can tell you. Mark Mead's going to 22.
Okay, so Majority Leader Charles Schumer will force a vote Tuesday on a sweeping bill to overhaul federal elections. So Tuesday they're going to vote on it.
And Schumer's involved, so you know it's fair.
Exactly.
When he's pushing it, you know.
Right.
And so, you know, he's not crooked, Doug. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, just 3 out of how many should be tried right now? Criminal court. They should be tried for all the riots that took place. Maxine Waters alone for the George Floyd display when he was on trial.
Yeah.
It's obstruction of justice, inciting riots. You know, she should be removed from office and put on trial. But we won't. We won't. Instead, Nancy Pelosi says that she has nothing to apologize for.
Senator Joe Manchin has said he opposes the For the People Act, making him the lone Democratic wild card heading into Tuesday's vote.
Well, I tell you what, if he's a crooked politician, he's getting his pockets lined right now, isn't he?
He's been in there for a long, long time.
He's getting his pockets lined right now, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Term limits. That should be the thing. Term limits. Term limits should be put on. Should be put on.
Yep.
They're put on presidents. Why aren't they put on congressmen and senators? I mean, we've had congressmen that's went in with peanuts. I mean, barely enough money to move to Washington if it wasn't for the federal help we've given them. And 10 years later, $50 million, $30 million in net worth, making
Right.
$150,000 a year. Holy shit, Doug! I wish I had that. You know.
Yep.
Then we got people like Mark running for office, like Trump did, running for office, not going to take one penny for pay. And you people want to shun a guy like that out? There's a guy that's really going in to do a civic duty to his country. He's going to put his family, him, every personal thing ever about him. He's opening up the air.
Right.
They're going to take every shot they can, dirty shot they can at him, everything. And for what? He's not making any money off it. He feels it's his civic duty. That's the kind of guy I want to vote for. Kind of guy that both sides don't like, Doug. What's that tell you?
Right.
He's not putting sucker bites on ass cheeks on either side. He's his own person. He's already got bills wrote up that he'd introduce.
Yep.
What's Mandel got?
Nothing.
1.8 million in commercials at 50,000 a crack, so he didn't have to get approval on it. Boy, if that ain't an appropriation of funds, I don't know what is. There's another 1.8 million could have went to small businesses right now, correct?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Fire.
Yeah. It's happening all around me.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what more.
Stay tuned Tuesday.
Well, you know, he's the one that went against, I think, Doug, isn't he the one that went against the Keystone Pipeline? I mean, hopefully he's got the common sense to go against this. I don't know. You know, you only need one.
It is 800 pages long, the For the People Act.
Why didn't they vote on it the next day? The stimulus bill was 600 pages. They voted on it 12 hours
6,000.
Huh?
That was 6,000, and they did it in the middle of the night. This one here is 800.
Pushed it through 10 hours later. They pushed it through.
Right.
It was 6,000. I thought it was 600.
Yeah. No, it was.
So
enormous.
they could read 6,000 in 10 hours, but they can't read 800.
Right.
What do they need them extra days to try to pay him off in West Virginia? So
they're probably working on him. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what's Maxine Waters going to go down there in March? Good luck. If we don't get him to vote our way, we need to take to the streets and be very confrontational, more than we ever have been.
Right.
What if Jim Jordan said that?
He'd be all over the news.
What if he said that? What if Mark gets elected and he says something? I could see him saying something like that. I mean, not in them terms, under them conditions, but him saying, hey, you the American people, if this goes through, you're getting screwed.
Right.
You know, you ain't heard shit out of that congressman that went out in his car and did a Facebook Live anymore, have you?
No.
You imagine what he did, that Facebook Live and put it out? He got called right into the chambers.
Right.
What are you doing? And it probably got called in by Republicans.
No doubt.
Whatever. You know, it's a fucking joke. We're the laughing stock. You're right. We had 60 some people laughing at Biden. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the Bilderberg group's sitting there laughing, saying this, we don't even have to do anything. You know
Right.
what I mean? What are you guys meeting for? Man, shit, we're gonna have a few drinks, eat some cheese, and
Watch them destroy themselves.
Don't turn the TV on. You know, we're gonna watch reruns of Biden. We need a good laugh. You know, he accomplished something in 6 months we couldn't accomplish in years. You know, and you know who else? I'm telling you something right now. Mark my words, people. Bill Gates' wife, Melinda. You watch. You watch what happens. She's gonna spill the beans. More shit comes out on him. Some more shit comes out on him. When she starts talking, there's a whole bunch of people going to be in trouble. And Bill Gates, one of them. There's a reason why the White House administration right now turned on, not Gates, Fauci. There's a reason why they're turning on him. He's been the golden boy for how long, Doug?
Long time.
The highest paid,
highest paid
government official in the country, right?
8 presidents.
Yeah, but he's the highest paid government official in this country. All right, people.
All right.
We're about an hour and a half. And sure there ain't nothing else I want to discuss?
Nothing else.
Well, I didn't get too wound up tonight because, Lord forbid, you know, the Facebook warriors. There's people on there wanting to turn me in, I'm sure. You know, whatever. But before you go to bed tonight, please. I know it's racing related, but it affects a lot of people watching this show, and we'll watch this show. Say a prayer for the Ensign family, please. Tim abruptly passed away yesterday. It's going to take a toll on the racing community. He was a very well-liked person, very respected person.
Yeah.
Great guy. Family man, took care of his family, worked, was very productive, good job, took care of his wife. He was getting to the point where they were getting ready to go camping. He was going to slow down, Doug, you know, and boom, just like that. You know, today's not promised.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's definitely not promised. You know, so, you know, please say a prayer. So, yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I know it's closing out, but, you know, all you fathers, you do a lot of shit. You do a lot of shit for your families, go through a lot of stuff. Appreciate it. I know my dad did. It's a tough old bird, but getting older, and yesterday made me think about that a little harder with my parents. So, thank you.
All right.
God bless America. Have a
See
good
ya.
night.